Welcome back. Today I thought I'm going to talk about my ham radio setup I use on holiday. I've recently been to Scotland and the Hebrides doing a bit of ham radio. I took some random footage with not too much comment. We're back home now and I'm about to process the video and there was no real intro, so I thought I'm going to do it here. The radio is an old TS130 S and an antenna tuner. The antenna will be shown later in the video. It's essentially a fishing pole, 8-meter fishing pole and a dipole. I usually run about 10 watts, 15 watts, maybe 20 watts sometimes, just to save batteries. The battery setup will be shown as well in the car. So we put everything back together. We decided to double up the wire straight down to the batteries. You got a bunch of mobility scooter batteries here, down here, and a big one here. The big one is only carried when I go on holiday. This one here is the charging relay. It basically kicks in when the battery voltage of the main battery goes over 12 volts or 12.5 volts. So power is on, you got 12.2 idle. So the first location is actually on the southwest end of the island of Lewis. On the way down to that place we found a stranded Volkswagen camper van in the ditch. And it was a very quiet road, so we've been the first people coming along for a while. So we pulled them out and they were happy. I'll show a short footage from the dash cam, not much, there's no audio on the dash cam about that. It's only a few seconds. And then we carried on to the place I looked up on Google Earth and did the first night and did some ham radio there. From that place we went to a few other places which will be appearing in the video as well. Mostly short clips because I didn't take a lot of footage there. I was busy setting up the radio and the antenna and everything. But basically it shows the whole tour and every single place was just too short for a single video, so I thought I'm going to put that all together. If I can find the time, I'll put the exact locations down in the description box. Especially for the contacts I made, I will point them to that video as well, so they got an idea where I've been. Essentially we went down from Barra up to the island of Lewis and then up to the Butt of Lewis and then back to the mainland and did a few lighthouse locations which are always interesting because they are close to the sea. So let's carry on with the footage and I'll put some captions in the videos, but not too much, just to explain where it is, and that's about it. Alright, enjoy the movie. And that's how the whole kit looks like. We've got the two legs of the antenna, the ropes, and this is just a vertical for 20 meters. Just in case. On the car, that's how it looks packed up. That's the hinged one. This is the one which clips on here, and these are the ground anchors, so it's out of the way. Got some little antenna feed here. Gonna put a little vertical up for 10 meters. That's the holiday setup. Today we're not in the workshop. Today we're on the island of and doing some ham radio stuff here. We got our radio set up here. 20 meters seems to be working nice today, and the spot is nice as well. Sorry, I'm handheld here. Hopefully that's visible. So we got some wires up on the air. We're on a lovely spot here. Nice campsite. Well, it's a wild campsite, but it's great. We just got a 8-meter fishing pole and some 14 odd meters of wire, and that's about it. So signals are quite strong today. We'll see what's going on there. So it's the next morning after the pile-up. Some nice chap put me in the cluster and I was really busy. Got about 4 pages in the log, mainly North America and Canada. It was a great location here. And that's how the setup looks in the car. So just close the doors and made a little table here where the radio sits. Works great so far, and you can leave it when you parked up here. It's 9:30 in the morning and conditions are really poor, and 2015 is dead. So that's a Dutch guy, but that's about it. Let's have a quick look at the antenna setup, and that should be it. So that's the setup on the truck here. Just made some, that's a hinged piece of wood. That's hinged as well, but it's detachable, just clipped in, and that holds the fishing pole. And that's where we are. The antenna got these little pluggable thingies here with the isolator in the center. So at the moment I'm using 2 sections, which is 14 meters. I just disconnected the rest of it, and if I want to go longer for 80 or 160 or whatever, I touch the plug to the other one and we're longer. And that's how the final end looks like. Just wrapped around the rock here, and use some tent anchors here, and just some ordinary wire. Yeah, the other side looks pretty much the same over there. It's a nice beach over there. It's a fantastic location. Alright, let's pack up and see if you find another nice spot. And it's a beautiful morning. On the southwest corner of the Isle of Lewis. So we're gonna pack up our stuff and going to visit a distillery. Well, we changed location. Now we are on the butt of Lewis lighthouse. Which is the far northern point of the island of Lewis. And the antenna setup looks like that. The dipole is going from this sign or whatever it is quite handy because it's high enough so it's not going to trap anyone. Over somewhere over there. Fantastic place. Might be a bit of electrical noise up here, but we'll see how it goes. Certainly not as quiet as yesterday. Trying to do some DX tonight and see how it works. Same setup. The only thing what I did today was actually tying down the holder here because it's quite windy here, so just to make sure it doesn't pull it over. Yeah. That's about it from the Battle of Lewis. Well, we changed location again. Today we at the Stirhead lighthouse, which is on the west coast of the Scottish Highlands, back on the mainland, and we have a fantastic spot here. It's almost dark. It's about 11 p.m. and I'm surprised the camera does so well. You can see the lighthouse eventually going around. It's not super bright down here because it's supposed to be visible a few miles out there, and that's how it looks like here. Just water. We are probably about 150 yards from the sea level. The power lines here. You're gonna lift it up. Got some sheep, but apparently they're not bothered by high frequency, at least what I found. The weather is a little bit rainy, but it's fine. Cold it can be. See how the mast is bent, that's the wind. DX. Till next time. Well, we changed location again. We are now at I think it's a disused military site. It looks like a base for a big antenna mast or something like that. We got the sea over there, some sun. Quite huge, these concrete blocks. We got the Dunnet lighthouse in the distance. I think it's probably half a mile. I looked up there before, but it was full of camper vans, and so it wasn't the best spot. I'm just climbing along these concrete blocks here. Get a better overview. Sorry for the noise, that's the wind. There's another building over there, similar to this one. Another one down there. That's the antenna setup. Hopefully it's visible. the altitude, but I think it's at least 300 feet, probably 400. Access is a bit bumpy, it's very steep and rocky, so chances are very little that a camperman pops up here. Maybe some locals with a 4x4, but you certainly need a 4x4, otherwise you're not gonna get up here, which is good. Alright, let's do some DX now. It's pretty windy, it's pretty cold. The concrete blocks became quite handy here, and the Dunnet lighthouse is located at the north coast of Scotland. What you see in the distance is most likely Orkney Islands. I think it's not visible on the video, but there is some land visible, and there's nothing else than Orkney over there, I think. It's about 5 miles from John O'Groats, which is probably well known as the northernmost point of Scotland. With the setup here, I just use these carabiners here, and they work quite well. On the other side, I just thrown the wire, the rope, across that wall. That gives me at least about 2-3 meters high, and I did some extra strengthening today with some extra ropes and things like that, because it's extremely windy. Look up here, you can see how bent the whole thing is. But it's holding up well. Did it before. It's pretty solid. If the car doesn't move, the whole thing. Alright. Let's do some DX.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye, MES. E51AD. Thank you very much. Shalom, shalom, Andy, and all the best. 4x6 Tango Tango. Listening now for any other call, please.
So I hope you enjoyed the short trip to Scotland. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time.